What's your name?
My name is Rafi.
And what is this establishment I'm in?
We specialize in repairing German cars with an emphasis on Porsche, VW, BMW, Audi, and Mercedes.
Okay, and all this stuff behind you, how does that symbolize what you do up in the shelves?
Well, we're very proud of our product. So we have license plate frames that we offer to customers because it's kind of it's become a bit of a cult, a club, and people that have the frame now kind of honk at each other or wave, and it's another way of also, especially if you have a Vanagon or a Eurovan, that's a big deal because somebody's going to stop to help you.
Right.
If you have an issue with your van, these are actually pretty key.
So you're going to put one on my car when I leave?
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what you got back there. We'll see if we can put one on. Yeah, and that's our company logo, the Alaska Thunderbird that's been modified to make it look more mechanical.
So tell me what you told me about the name, Culmination.
It's the culmination of all the German brands. All the German brands coming together in one place.
And you were also telling me about the problem of having brand names or other things.
Yeah, nowadays in our very little bit society, you can't, the car manufacturers won't allow you to use their name or logo without a very explicit permission.
Okay, so you were suggesting there's places in town that have changed their names.
Several places have to change their name, like for example, Johnson's VW Repair became Johnson's Repair because they basically got a letter from Volkswagen saying cease and desist, or here's our lawyers.
How many German cars are there in Anchorage?
Oh wow, how many fish are there in the sea? I think we work pretty much on the majority of German cars that are no longer under warranty from the dealership. That's where we really focus our efforts on.
Okay, and tell people where you're located.
We're located 160 West 91st Avenue, Suite B, as in Bravo. 91st, if you look at the top corners of the building, it's pretty prominent. It says right on the corner,
okay,
there in gold. It's in gold letters.
I mean, I found it because I saw VW vans in the parking lot, but I didn't see the name.
Yeah.
So I'll go look.
And then one of the if you look at the corner of the building, you'll see it says 160, and it
says okay.
And then the unit numbers are all, you'll see if you look, they're in bright gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look.
Yeah, and then what's the other thing? A lot of people think that we only work on vintage cars, which is not the case. The majority of the cars that we work on are newer cars. The reason why when you come here and you see all the vintage cars is because those cars tend to be more like construction projects, kitchen remodels. They take a long time. The newer cars just come in and gracefully go out.
So what is the definition of when does a car stop being a newer car?
We consider any car that's still in the 2000s because you're looking at about a 25-year range. If it's still in the 2000s, it's considered a newer car. Once you go into the 90s, it's either a classic or anything before the 90s. We consider it vintage. It's just because it takes a different level of approach to make those repairs on those vehicles. Now instead of just repairing, you're more restoring.
Okay.
The brake job isn't just, I'm going to change the brake rotors and the brake pads. We're going to actually restore the calipers, replace the brake hoses. It's a very more comprehensive repair if you want it to work properly.
Well, and that was I don't want to get stuck on my way back from Denali.
Oh, wow. I don't think anybody does. So we'll look at your van as best we can. And, with Eurovans are kind of special. Eurovans, unfortunately, got abandoned by Volkswagen. Volkswagen, pretty much, if you go in there, they don't really recognize that vehicle, And there's very little technicians that if you go to the dealership that know what it is or have worked on one. And consequently, when Eurovans were new, a lot of the parts for them, I'm not saying they were bad, but they weren't the best. It still was a great van, but it wasn't as robust as the Vanagon. You know, it was kind of like a, you know, hey, we got to move away from the Vanagon, and we're going to go in this direction. So the parts when they were new, they weren't the best. They were good, but not the best. Now, 25, 30 years later, there's not a lot of that stuff available anymore. And the quality of the parts that are available today, you know, we might have to get them from Latvia. Yeah, that's where a lot of stuff for Eurovans, and the quality is hit and miss. So a lot of times we do a repair on a Eurovan, we try our best, but hey, my check engine light is still on. Hey, this is
That's mine.
still not working. Because a lot of the things that are needed to make that repair 100%, it's just not available anymore.
So do you have a 3D printer?
Even if we had a 3D printer, it wouldn't solve like things that have to move up and down, like a pressure control valve or a solenoid or the evap, you know, the vapor recovery system. That's a very complicated item that you simply can't buy for some of the Eurovans. And if that's not working properly, you will have a check engine light.
Okay, for someone who didn't have anything to say, you had a lot to say.
There you have it.